Royals baseball comes to you on a beautiful day on the south side of Chicago, and a good day for the Royals to sweep the White Sox in a 3-game series. Hi everyone, welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. The Royals have won the first two, a close one, 4-2 in game one, and then last night 10-5 with Hud's favorite style of hitting.
That's right. Me and all the pitching staff on the Royals love frenzy hitting. When you're getting it done from both sides of the plate, from all areas, you love that. I mean, to tell you what, they were young, now they're old. I mean, we have all kinds of hitters in there. Look at that, all 9 Royals with a hit or a run scored. Love to see it. Hope it continues today.
And even Alex Gordon told Joel after the game last night that he feels the rejuvenation with the young roster, and we'll talk about his recent stretch when we come back. Many things that can get a hitter going. Sometimes it's moving to a new spot in the batting order.
You know, it seems to be what Alex has liked, because obviously the last 5 games, he's been raking a .412 clip. One of the biggest names in Royals history is added. He is going 4 RBIs. He is raking in a nice clip right now. Hope it continues.
Brad Keller's worst start was against the White Sox. He gets another shot at them today. They are 7-5 since the All-Star break, and they go for a 3-game sweep today. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. After today, the Royals are 3-3 on their 10-game road trip. They'll head to Minnesota. The White Sox are 1-4 on their homestand. They will head to Tampa Bay. Ned Yost thought it was a good day to give Whit Merrifield the day off, so Adalberto Mondesi will lead off. And Ned Yost also said he needed to get Jorge Bonifacio and Hunter Dozier back in the lineup. So with that, Rosel Herrera, who is swinging the bat well today, by default gets the afternoon off. This will be the third time this year that the Royals face right-hander Reynaldo Lopez, and his overall numbers look just fine with a 4.57 ERA in his last 21 starts. However, he got off to a very good start this year after his first 13, but Hud, in his last 8, he has the highest ERA in the major leagues.
Yep, gonna have to command the fastball a little bit better and be careful with it. But the key for the Royals to beat him today, barrel that fastball. That's right, 15 home runs he's allowed on heaters. 9 to left-handed bats, 10 to right-handed bats. Defensively, the White Sox have been really bad this year. Minus 41 defensive runs saved. That's 25th out of 30 teams. It's been tough. Now, their middle infielders, oh man, between Moncada and Anderson, 30 errors between them. That's one of the problems they're having. They got to tighten it up.
And a critical error by Moncada last night, which really put a charge into the Royals, and they turned that into 5 runs in the 5th inning. Mondesi takes a strike. He is hitting .300 on this trip through New York and Chicago. That's a little bit inside, 1-1.
You know, getting back to those errors the White Sox are making. Ned Yost today was proud of his offense, taking advantage of those opportunities just like they did in 14 and 15.
1-2. And really, that's the single biggest difference in July compared to June, is just taking advantage of opportunities. And the Royals have been hitting a lot better since July the 1st with 2 outs. Well, Lopez didn't mess around with Mondesi. He went right after him and begins the day with a strikeout.
There's no doubt this young man has a chance to be a really good pitcher for years to come. Just 24 years old. You see the run on that fastball. He's got some action to it, and one of the reasons why he'll be dominant. He's going to continue to improve his secondary pitches.
Off speed and inside to Alex Gordon. He has 4 hits and 4 RBIs in this series. All 4 RBIs came last night. Right into the overshift. That's the shortstop Anderson. 2 outs. Well, Hud brought up the home runs for Reynaldo Lopez, and on Friday against Toronto here in Chicago, he gave up 5 home runs. That tied a White Sox record going back to 1947, and that was also a career high 8 runs allowed by Lopez.
Ooh.
Good fastball. 0-1. So the question becomes, as you begin to learn about a new pitcher, Lopez is just 24. Is he the kind of guy after a bad start that's going to take his game to another level? Or is he the type of guy after a bad start that's going to allow that to snowball?
Like we've been talking about a lot this season with the Royals and both White Sox rebuilding with young players, still looking for that guy that he wants to be. But what really separates a guy like Lopez is his maturity. 24 years old, obviously his focus, it drifts. And that's been a problem for him. So it just might take him a few more years to get himself together where he knows exactly what he's doing and who he is.
Anderson just swiped at that ball that kicked to his left. And Lopez has a 1-2-3 first inning. Brad Keller gets another shot at the White Sox today. Last night he swung at Jacob Junis' first pitch and hit a home run, and this team likes to swing. Their offense has the 2nd most strikeouts in the American League, the fewest walks, and they're athletic. They have the 3rd most stolen bases in the AL. And they'll face Brad Keller. Keller had a tough time with the White Sox first time around, so we'll see what kind of adjustments he makes today.
Yeah, they got to him. It's all because he didn't have command of his fastball. He's got to keep the ball down. That's why we call it in the game a worm burner. Ground ball, 58.5% ground ball rate. That's pretty good, especially when you got a good defense behind you.
That start here for Keller was that final series before the All-Star break, so it wasn't that long ago. 1-1 on Moncada.
He's going good. He's got a good north and south angle to his shoulder. His arms slots right over the top, working down in the zone.
Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brad is coming off a win, the Royals' only win in the Yankees series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it wasn't easy. There were a lot of base runners, but the Royals continue to be impressed with his maturity. He allowed 12 base runners, all high stress innings. But when it really counted, he made the big pitches. And down goes Moncada.
Hey, like we were talking with the White Sox, maturity level of some of their guys, not an issue for Keller. Keller's way beyond his years. 23 years young, and he's going to trust the defense. Phillips out in center field. Bonifacio in right. 2 big pieces of the future. Alex Gordon, wow, is he a good leader by example. Ryan O'Hearn making his first big league start over there at first base. Watch him go. This young man can't wait to show you what he's got.
Ball 1 to Yolmer Sanchez. One ball, 1 strike. Sanchez is one of 3 switch hitters in there for Rick Renteria, along with Moncada and Avisail Garcia. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned all the high stress innings for Keller on Saturday at New York. 5 of 6 leadoff men reached, so he was pitching out of the stretch all day. But he also got 2 big double plays. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Which tells me he keeps his focus. That's exactly what Ned wants him to do. Keep his focus and not let the things you can't control bother you.
Got the call. It's interesting that just got done talking about the White Sox and how much they like to swing the bat. Very few walks, a lot of strikeouts, but they're taking a very patient approach against Keller today, taking a lot of pitches.
Yeah, you know, Keller, that's really plays into his hand. Very aggressive. You see the 4-seam fastball there? That has some natural movement. That has some movement down, and he cuts it along with his 2-seamer. One of the reasons why he has such a high percentage of ground balls.
And he's 0-1 against Jose Abreu. Oh, 2. Abreu has a little different approach here with Keller.
Yeah, you know, watching Abreu, I always like to see a hitter how comfortable he is. Some are a little tighter than others, but Abreu, his hands are in a really good place to start. I mean, there's not a lot of movement going on with his hands or his head. Look where they are. His hands are right there ready to hit, and he doesn't have a chance to move them, and he'll move them back just a little to load, and he goes right to the ball. Not a lot of movement, and he looks very comfortable. One of the premium hitters in all the game. Uses the whole field. So he keeps those hands inside the ball, but see how loose they are, how relaxed his fingers are. And he's pretty selective. He only barrels, he only swings at usually pitches that are in that little white box that you see on your screen.
And we mentioned it before, only he, Albert Pujols, and Joe DiMaggio in the long history of the game have started their careers with 4 straight seasons of at least 25 home runs and 100 RBIs. Abreu is out, so Keller matches Lopez with a 1-2-3 first inning. His first 2 outs on called 3rd strikes.
the White Sox. If you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game.
Reynaldo Lopez got 2 ground balls and a strikeout in his 1-2-3 first. Now he'll get Duda, Bonifacio, and Phillips. White Sox are in their overshift. Duda is one of the most overshifted players in the game, and he drives it the other way. That's the second time in this series that he has lined out to left. 1 down.
A little bit of bad luck right there. Lopez, you know, starting pitchers once every 5th day, there's really no excuse not to focus. Now, you may not have your stuff, you may not be able to locate your pitches, which is a physical thing, but the mental thing, Donnie Cooper has got his work cut out with Lopez. He's really trying to work with him because you see his stuff, you see the pitches that he has, and there's really nothing holding him back. And if there is, it's between the ears most of the time for young players.
Abreu comes down from first, and he's got it. A couple of quick outs for Lopez in the second inning. And here's Brett Phillips. He's had a nice series. He had his first home run as a Royal in Game 1. He's driven in 3. And in our Kubota Power stats, Royals' 4 rookies have done well over the last 3 games, going back to Sunday in New York, with 4 home runs, 9 driven in. One of those rookies is out of the lineup today. Rosell Herrera, and Hunter Dozier is back in. One and one on Phillips. One and two. And that got Narvaez.
Well, that might got him in the knee. Ooh.
So you want to be a catcher, huh, kid?
Well, whether it's the knee, top of the foot, or the shoulder, or the face mask, you can guarantee at least one of those a game. Top of the foot.
Little pop up. That's the shortstop Anderson out in shallow center field. So Lopez needs only 7 pitches to get through the second.
Dozier. The two of them were out here, the only ones on the field at 10:30 this morning, working on scoops and doing some drills with each other. And I talked to them, and this is not new for them. It's just new for them here at the big league level. The two of them live near each other in the Dallas area in the offseason. They work out, they hit, they throw, they work on their fielding with each other every single day in the offseason, telling me that they are each best friends. They're best friends in baseball, and it goes back a long ways. They competed against each other in high school. They just didn't know each other and don't really remember each other, and then they regularly competed against each other in college, and both admit that it was Ryan O'Hearn's school, Sam Houston, regularly beating Hunter Dozier's school, Stephen F. Austin. They immediately went to dinner when O'Hearn was called up the other night. The camaraderie that they have in the history, maybe a little bit similar or more so to Moose and Haas. They've gone back a long ways.
Sounds familiar. A first baseman and a third baseman linked together.
Yeah, and you know what? There's nothing better than being teammates. Second best would be playing against somebody in the major leagues that you knew real well like that. But these guys, hopefully they'll bond and they'll continue to produce up here so they can stay. That's the whole key. Now, a lot of players have reached the majors, but the real test is, can you stay here?
Driven to center, but there to make the play is Phillips. Well, the White Sox took a lot of pitches in the first inning, and that backfired as Keller got a couple of called third strikes, and now they come out swinging in the second, and Keller has two quick outs. And now Matt Davidson, pay no attention to the big numbers, pay close attention to the little yellow numbers. "16 home runs this year, 8 against the Royals." And in our Toyota League leaders, only Brian Dozier, a couple of years ago for Minnesota, has hit more home runs in a single season against the Royals in their 50-year history. Dozier was fascinating because the year before he hit 11 against the Royals, he hit none. No home runs, then a record 11, and then last year he hit 1.
Yeah, that year where he was lava hot with the home runs, you couldn't get anything by him. It was, I don't know, it's hard for anybody to explain it. But
you're going to miss him this weekend?
Not at all.
Yeah.
But did you see what he did last night for the Dodgers? He went deep and got a curtain call from the fans there. And they ended up having a walk-off. Grandal hit 2, so the long ball helped the Dodgers, and Dozier was right in the middle of that. He's already found a home.
Good for him.
Yeah. It's great for a player to get to go and play for a contending team. Nothing better.
That'll be back and out of play. Good pitch. Keller strikes out his third. He has 2 perfect innings.
Royals fans are liking it. In the last 50 seasons, the Royals have had 2 championship rosters, and now you can wear them both proudly. Join us for T-shirt Tuesday, this Tuesday, before the Royals take on the Cubs. Be one of the first 10,000 fans through the gates to receive a shirt, compliments of Sprint. Tickets available now at Royals.com. Cubs are coming to town.
Good rip by Hunter Dozier. That's his first swing of this series. And he comes in with a 3-game hitting streak, which includes a double, a home run, and 3 runs scored. We were talking at the end of the game last night about some of the struggles that the White Sox have had this year. Concentration. You brought up not a lot of internal competition. The wind is going to push that ball, and Garcia at the wall has just enough room.
And I thought that might have a chance for a minute. Dozier had to do a double take. This ballpark's a launching pad, and Royals' key to beat Lopez today is to barrel that fastball. Didn't quite get it the way he wanted to. Ball's out, he reached, he just didn't quite get the big meat of the bat on there. Yeah, internal competition drives an individual player.
Think about the Royals right now, Hud. You've got a regular catcher, veteran. 0-2 on O'Hearn. You have a regular left fielder, veteran. You have essentially a regular second baseman in Merrifield, who's not in there today. But everybody else, there's depth. Ned Yost is trying out different guys at third base. He's trying out O'Hearn, Duda, even Witt sometimes at first. Several outfielders been rotating in and out of center field and right field. There's a healthy tension. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Where with the White Sox, they've got a lot of really good young talented players, but nobody's really being pushed.
Totally agree.
Those individual positions.
I love the 2 words you used, healthy tension. Because what a player thinks on a team like that, when he comes to the ballpark, he's going, man, I better do something today, because if I don't, I won't be in there tomorrow. They'll get somebody else. And the way they're moving it in here, and that's healthy, because what it does is it just stirs the internal fire of the team, and it makes them play at their full potential. That's what you want. Output, energy. Playing like it could be the last game you ever play. That sense of urgency is what managers love. And fans love it.
Escobar drops it just over Anderson, putting an end to an 0 for 17. And another example of that's baseball. Escobar lined to right last night. He hit a shot to first. Abreu made an excellent play. He had nothing to show for it. And now he loses a bat and gets a hit.
It's okay. Anytime that bat dies a hero, the hitter says, all right, thank you very much for your service.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Mondesi is leading off today, with Merrifield getting the day off. Oh and 1. This is Mondesi's first game as leadoff hitter. Lopez struck him out with a fastball to begin the game. Oh and 2. The fastball was at 98. If the Royals hit a triple in today's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Shallow left. Anderson is out. Delmonico is in, and Delmonico makes the play. The Royals get their first base runner. No score to the bottom of the third. By the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Weather has been fantastic for the 4 days the Royals have been here. Be a nice day to be out on Navy Pier. Take a ride on the Ferris wheel.
Been on that Ferris wheel.
So have I.
I don't. You know what? I get a little bit queasy. Stay off of them things.
Right to Escobar. Now Escobar just broke his bat and got a hit with an exit velocity of 65 miles an hour. Larry Garcia hits one right on the nose, and he's on his way back to the dugout.
And that's what happens. It'll drive you crazy, especially on your drive home that day and you go over and you hit the ball hard 4 times on the nose. Esky's smart.
Summed up with 2 immortal words. That's baseball. Strike 1 on Nicky Delmonico. Keller has retired the first 7 today.
I've said it once. This is his 11th start. I'll say it again for the 11th time. One of the things I'm impressed with this young man is his tempo. And when you have good tempo, it looks confident to the opponent. He's going, wow, this guy's rushing me. I got to step out on him. He's feeling pretty good about himself. All right, 4-2 seamer. That's his key. Keep it simple.
3-1. Delmonico is on with 1 out.
Fans, save big with the new Turn 2 offer. Get $10 off each ticket for any upcoming matchup with the Cubs or Cardinals when you pair it with $10 ticket for any additional future Royals home game. Learn more at royals.com/turn2. That's royals.com/turn2.
Which sets us up perfectly with a runner at first base and 1 out, and Brad Keller on the mound. Wow. The most double plays for a pitcher who is yet to reach 80 innings. And he had 2 on Saturday at Yankee Stadium.
Pretty impressive, but you know, we talk about that with the 58% ground ball rate. And Anderson, believe it or not, you know, as quick, fleet of foot as he is, he's grounded into 12 already this year.
Delmonico is running. Salvi from his knees, and it's not even close.
I can tell you one of the reasons why they got him and it wasn't close is because Keller held that ball for 4 seconds. And then he finally goes. Delmonico had nothing. He had no kind of jump. Salvi, whenever the throw's up the line on the first base side of the bag, perfect. Mondesi went out and got it, and he's able to put the tag on his face with no problem. Salvi loving the running White Sox because he's pegging them out left and right.
I'll bet somebody missed a sign there. So with the caught stealing, Keller's faced the minimum in his first 3 innings. T-Mobile, the White Sox have 5 different players with 10 or more stolen bases, the most in the major leagues, but the Royals have shut down that running game in this series.
I'm telling you what, like I said before, look at that ball. That is right on the money, honey. Salvador loving playing the White Sox.
He'll be coming up second in this inning. 4 base stealers, 2 from his knees, by the way. And I still think somebody missed a sign. I don't know if you want Nicky Delmonico going on a straight steal. I mean, Keller's quick to the mound. Salvi still throws at an elite level. And Delmonico was 1 out of 2 in stolen base attempts.
Yep. You know what? You're definitely right. Maybe just looking for a little running hit there, but there was no hit.
Two balls, 1 strike. Alex grounded to the shortstop Anderson his first time. That just missed. 3-1. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Three and 2. Gordon, Perez, and Duda. Both teams had just 1 base runner in the first 3 innings. And to the 1 fielder on the left side, Yolmer Sanchez throws out Alex. 1 down in the 4th. Salvi also grounded out to short his first time. It's been a quiet series here in Chicago for him after hitting 3 home runs and driving in 6 at Yankee Stadium. He was named the Royals Player of the Month in July, and those home runs and RBIs led all major league catchers. Danny Duffy was the Royals Pitcher of the Month.
It's outstanding to see that these veteran players are playing at a high level at this time of the season.
And in the last game of the month, Duffy pitched 5 2/3 scoreless here. 2 down.
Put himself in the record book, didn't he?
It was the first time in American League history that a pitcher gave up just 1 run in the span of 6 consecutive road starts in 1 single season. So it's a complicated statistic. But Danny Duffy became the first in AL history to do that. 6 consecutive road starts in 1 season, allowing a total of 1 run.
You did that all off the top of your head. Way to go, man. I'd have had to dug in the notes for that.
Duda continues to hit the ball to the left side. This time he gets a base hit after lining out to left. And he's on with 2 down.
Yep, that's right. He earned that one. Going against the shift. A Mo lottery replay shows that ball's down the middle, but Duda's hands are inside of that baseball. Love it. Short little stride. Nice head position. Kept the hands in and used the opposite field. Look at that. 2-hand follow through. He's got skills. It's time for Bonifacio to pop one out of here. Got quick hands. Been a little anxious because his numbers aren't where he wants it. He's been swinging it a little bit out of the zone, but he's got plenty of pop, especially for this ballpark. He can go anywhere here.
Now he missed half the season, so his batting average is going to fluctuate quite a bit just about every day. But in the last 12 games, his average has gone down over 90 points. Out to Anderson, plays the short hop and over to Abreu, and that's the inning. Lopez is getting a lot of ground ball outs. He has 4 scoreless innings. All about Friday home games during the summer at Kauffman Stadium. Buck Night and summer fireworks. Hot dogs and peanuts are just $1, and then after the game, a fireworks spectacular right from your seats. And our next Buck Night is August 10th. Buck Night and fireworks. That's the Royals and Cardinals. Royals.com for tickets. Royals' next homestand will get back into interleague play, and the Royals are playing the National League Central this year, so the Cubs will be in town for 3. The Cardinals will be in town for 3. And then back to intra-league with a 4-game series against the Blue Jays.
With the Royals, after the All-Star break, have been playing so much better. They're getting just almost 5 runs per game. They're pitching better. You know, they're starting to come in. The Cubs for 3 days, they're going to come into the K, and they might be in for a little shock what they're getting. Royals got everything to gain, nothing to lose. You want to play contending teams. Look at Keller. He's in a groove, and he is working it. Twice now he's got Moncada. And both of them looking. Keller right over the top. Look at that nice arm slot. Straight downhill. Keller using that 6'5" height as an advantage. Moncada's got to go.
Four strikeouts, 3 looking for Keller. And he got Sanchez looking, who's not going to let it happen this time. He swings at the first pitch. One and one. That stroked up the right field line, but foul and back into the seats. Do you have your trivia cap on?
Bring it.
Our spring trivia question: name the 3 American leaguers with more RBIs since Jose Abreu's debut in 2014. Only 3 American leaguers have more RBIs than Abreu. What about Edwin Encarnacion?
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Edwin Encarnacion. That's correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
I think we need some sort of a bell or a buzzer, don't we?
You know what? I believe that the technology that we have out there in our truck with our guys could probably come up with that. Although that guy would have to be on the ball. He'd have to be on top of it and know exactly when we needed a little help with that. Instead of me doing that, I mean, he could do it. He had a little button. It sounded even better than what I got.
Mondesi slides in shallow right and throws out Sanchez.
You want range? We talk about energy, which is an important commodity to have. But look at the range. Watch this. And then we might have to stat cast this one. The degree of difficulty on that was a lot because of the slide. Sometimes you can't control the slide, but that's athleticism and no panic.
And now Jose Abreu with 2 down. You know, not to be lost there on that play. I mean, the slide was impressive, the range was impressive, so I agree with you, Hud, but just the third part of that play, I mean, he didn't have his feet set at all. I mean, he was on his feet, but they weren't planted. They weren't in a good throwing position. He's kind of falling over and still had the touch to make a good throw to first base. And now Mondesi's play is even bigger.
Watch Alice.
Abreu is safe at second base.
Had that ball not taken a funny carom off the top of that left field wall, Alex would have had it.
That might have scored a run had Sanchez reached.
You are so correct. That almost is Alex Gordon's 9th assist. He almost got it. Abreu, he earned it. Now, he laced it, no doubt, but look at Alex's route to the ball. Watch it get tangled up. Got tangled up a little bit on the top of that wall. Heave ho. Good try.
You know, you're almost tempted to say if he made a little better throw on the bag, he'd have been out. But I mean, that is a blind, no chance to find your target. That's all feel, just turning and throwing to the area. I mean, that's a pretty remarkable throw, even though it's a little bit offline.
Yeah, he's his left field play is exemplary.
That's the first hit for the White Sox. Abreu's at second with 2 down.
You know, Alex, with some of the comments that came out with next year possibly being his last year, he sees it. He sees the energy. He sees the young guys. But I told him today, don't you dare feel bad about what you're doing, man. Are you kidding me? You are setting a high bar out there in left field. The way you lead by example in the clubhouse, your mentorship has been superb. Way to go. Keep it up. Don't feel like you're taking a second seat to those young players. And he appreciated that.
Garcia grounded out to short in the second inning. It's the first time that the White Sox have had a runner past first base today.
Stay with the ground ball theme. That's it. Pound down. Let them foul it off their foot.
What do they say? The good sinkers turn into ground balls. The great ones turn into foul balls up the hitter's legs.
That's right, because with that sinking action coming into a righty, he hits the top of the ball and he continues to come in, and those are off the plate. That's a good movement he's getting. There usually aren't good pitches when you hit them off yourself.
One and two. Royals pitching has done a good job in this series, getting Garcia to chase a lot of pitches like that one. Backhanded Escobar. He slipped as he unloaded the throw. I don't know if he would have gotten Garcia anyway. Garcia, for a big man, can really run, but Esky kept it on the infield, and that means Abreu holds at third.
Keller got another ground ball, but Garcia just hit it between them. No way they would have gotten him, even if Esky was slipped. The ball wasn't hit hard enough. Andy Reid would love to have Avisail Garcia as a tight end or even a slot back. Some way you give him the ball, and if he had a football mentality with his speed, his athleticism, whoa.
Omar Narvaez with runners at the corners, and he strokes it into right field, and Chicago takes a 1-0 lead. Nobody in baseball has a higher batting average than Omar Narvaez going back to June 1st, over 380. And with 2 outs and nobody on, the White Sox get 3 straight hits.
He guessed right. He guessed fastball, and actually it looked like a fastball, but like it had a little more of a slider touch to it. That was a changeup.
And now Matt Davidson. And if you're a Royals fan, when he comes up, you start thinking about hiding the women and children. Now that last number was interesting because you think, man, he's among the elite. He and Mike Trout, highest OPS, went ahead in the count. The problem for Davidson has been getting ahead in the count. He takes so many pitches that oftentimes he is behind in the count. And now he's way ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Now they're most hitters that are among the league leaders in pitches per plate appearance are good hitters, and it's because pitchers are pitching around them and they know the strike zone. But Davidson, the White Sox feel like, is being too passive. They want him swinging the bat more.
Yep. You know what? You would want that too. He just has natural power, big time. Swinging 3-0, just discarded his glasses there. Interesting. Now he's got his eyes got to refocus in the light. But Keller wants to get him out. He doesn't want to face Garcia on deck, who's hitting .407 with runners in scoring position. The guy's a drive and run machine. Okay, he's doing his job. That's 2 94s in the middle that Davidson's missed.
Pretty easy first 3 innings for Keller. He faced the minimum, and he got the first 2 outs in this inning. But Abreu doubled, Garcia singled, Narvaez singled, and now a 3-2 with the runners going, and Davidson strikes out. So one of the few times Davidson hasn't come through this year. Chicago leads 1-0.
Bat, talking to Alex Gordon about those young guys and the energy, and he said you bring in a guy like Phillips and the energy and the personality immediately jumps out. And he said, yeah, when you get a new guy into the room, sometimes someone that's really loud or a big personality can rub you the wrong way. But he said Phillips, he said he's so genuine. He fit in perfectly here. He said these young guys, Hud, you were talking about getting older. He said these young guys are making me feel old, but I'm having a lot of fun. And then, Hud, you mentioned last night Rosie Herrera sprinting out there with Mondesi following him. Mondesi had turned to Herrera and said, I'll race you out there, to which Rosie said that wasn't fair because he had a quicker run to second base, or to shortstop, than to third base. But Alex said that he once tried to race the speedy Herrera too, and he said, man, I can't do that anymore. I can't. He said, I tried, but he said it's a lot of fun to watch these young guys. They are providing incredible energy to this team.
You know, you hear us talk about that because that's such a huge commodity. That's a big part of the game, and an everyday game. You play and perform at the highest level every single day. Royals got 3 days off the whole month of August. But Alex, he's been grinding every day for a lot of years. Oh man, Reynaldo, he's looking impressive today. He is just attacking with that fastball, challenging Royals hitters, every one of them.
I remember bringing this up the last time we saw him. And with his kind of stuff, he really doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. It's his second today. And more than anything, that was Phillips guessing the wrong pitch. But he has 88 strikeouts in 126 innings. It'll probably change the longer he's in the big leagues.
And once he gets a little better command of his secondary pitches, that number will go up.
Dozier, he's already had one good swing against Lopez. Now another one. He took Garcia to the fence in right center field in the third. This time he singles to right, and he's on with one out.
He can hit a fastball, there's no doubt. He knows it's coming. All these guys do. That's right down the middle of the plate. Short, nice head position.
Ryan O'Hearn with one on, one out. Lopez got him on a ground ball to second base in the third inning. He has reached in 4 of his first 10 big league plate appearances. With a home run, a couple of walks, and a single. Those 2 hits, on one hand, you don't want to get overexcited on just a couple of hits, but base hit number 1 was the long home run to right field. Base hit number 2 was falling behind in the count, working a full count, and then with 2 outs, getting a line drive base hit to left.
Not trying to do too much.
Changeup fades outside, 2-0.
You know, O'Hearn, he has the ability to use the whole field. So, you know, obviously the league has not gotten a real good book on him, but virtually that whole left side of the infield's wide open, especially with the third baseman in. Lots of lanes there for a ball to get by him.
He took a shot at left field.
He did. Good swing.
Three and one.
O'Hearn right now is telling himself Lopez has filled up the strike zone full of fastballs all day long. There's no way he's going to go to another pitch. I'm sitting dead red. I'm going to be short to the ball, and I'm going to drive one. Hit an alley. Barrel one.
Good pitch on 3-1.
Didn't want it there. That ball would have been by him that he swung. Same thing coming here.
Dozier takes off, and O'Hearn takes ball 4. So he's walked 3 times since being called up, and the Royals have 2 on with 1 out.
Another nice characteristic by walking. Jayhawk fans, here's your chance to show your KU pride at the K. Join us next month for KU Night on Friday, August 24th, before the Royals host the Indians at 7:15. Purchase your themed ticket to receive a Royals cap featuring the Jayhawk logo, and stay after the game to enjoy summer fireworks. Visit royals.com/theme tickets to purchase. Be a good night. what's impressive is O'Hearn, being young, wants to impress with a hit. He's taking a walk instead. Seeing more pitches.
Escobar broke his bat and dropped a single into left center, breaking an 0 for 17. First time up. One and one. Changeup. Fastball swing on a changeup, 1-2.
Yep, pull the string on him. It worked. See that guard on his left thumb there? You see on his right thumb, but he's got it on his. That's a thumb guard for getting jammed. You can see it on his hand, and that's a top hand device that they use to keep from his bat of friction when you get jammed on a ball and the vibration. You see that little thumb guard right there, and that's what they use. Some people see that and they go, "What is that?" It's thumb guard.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of guys will get to first base and they'll put that thumb guard in their mouth, and that's when people will write me a letter sometimes and say, "Hey, what is that they're putting in their mouth?" And it's the thumb guard that they're holding and put it in their pocket. Eskies, he wants to drive one in the worst way.
And it was just too tempting. 85 miles an hour just floating up there, but that ball was pitching or was boring in on him, so there really was nothing he could do with it.
Committed to swing. Locked him up.
Well, among other things, the Royals improved on in July compared to June was 2-out production. And 2 on, 2 out for Mondesi. This is his 3rd at bat against Lopez today. And bunting. Comparing June to July with 2 outs, batting average up 30 points. On base percentage over 30 points, slugging percentage up right around 30 points, and over 40 points with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. And he's just not seeing the ball well out of Lopez's hand.
No, it looks like he's just free swinging today. Third time through, the Royals are going to start seeing some more secondary pitches from Lopez. That's why he's been saving them, because the Royals haven't done a lot off his heater. The key for the Royals to beat him today was to barrel him. So far, Lopez has been able to keep it off their barrel.
One and two on Mondesi.
Okay, this is what most pitchers like to do. If their fastball's working for them, why would you throw him anything else if you're having success? But this young man, he's got some nice secondary pitches. That slider and changeup, those are going to be big for him as his career continues. And he's starting to bring him in a little bit more now. Third time through is giving him the other weapon, and that makes a pitcher successful.
Had him reaching, and out to Garcia in center field. Inning over. So the Royals strand 2. 4.5 played. The White Sox lead 1-0.
Okay, and now he's been getting them with strikeouts, which usually he doesn't get a lot of. But he's been excellent up in the zone. They're looking down. The slider's been working a couple of times. But look, outs are outs. He'll take him any way he can. He just needs a little bit of run support. His opponent, Lopez, has been doing a good job. There's the ground outs. He's got 3 and 3 flyouts. But strikeouts are up today.
He'll get the bottom third of the White Sox order. Larry Garcia, Nicky Delmonico, and Tim Anderson. White Sox scored in the 4th. Keller had retired 10 of the first 11 without giving up a base hit. And that was not a swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. But with 2 outs and nobody on in the 4th, Abreu doubled, Garcia singled, Narvaez singled to score Abreu for the White Sox run. Slashed up the left field line and inside the line. And now ricocheting off the side wall. Alex Gordon is calling for fan interference, so he gave up for a moment. And now a play at third is in time.
Alex baited him.
And now the White Sox are screaming fan interference.
Alex baited him the whole way. That was great to see because it hit one of the security guards down there. Alex backed off and said, hey, look, that's interference. Umpire said no. Let's see what happened here.
Or did it go in and out of the...
Okay, let's see. Whoops.
Yep, it went through the railing. And
so Alex is waiting. And so now that he takes off, he picks it up in sidearm infield style, throws a perfect strike for his 9th outfield assist. We'll wait and see what happens.
Well, it was fun while it happened, but I think in a moment Larry Garcia is going to be at second base with nobody out.
Yeah, but I liked it. Alex did all he could to bait Garcia into going to third base.
You think he did that intentionally?
Alex, well, he thought it hit the security guard. Because watch his reaction.
Yeah,
watch Alex.
He thought it was a dead ball.
Yeah, now watch him. Alex is going to put his hand up right there. See? He says, hey, that's a dead ball. Now he sees that the umpire gave the safe sign. Second base. Yeah, you're right. He's going to go back to second base. Too bad they couldn't have got an out on that.
The outfield assist that never was.
Oh well, I was trying to give him one.
So it's a leadoff double. And That brings up Nicky Delmonico. Caught by the ball boy. Delmonico walked with 1 out in the 3rd inning, and then he took off on a stolen base attempt, which looked like somebody missed a sign. Salvador Perez from his knees threw out Delmonico by about 7 feet. And now bunting, but that wasn't a very good bunt attempt. 0-2.
Now with 1 strike already. Well, knocked the run in.
One and 2 on Delmonico. Tried to get him to chase one in the dirt. 2-2. That'll be a foul ball. White Sox have not done a good job in this series of advancing runners in a situation like this. And he gets a base hit to right field. So if anything, he was trying to hit the ball to the right side, and he's rewarded with a base hit, and there are runners at the corners with nobody out.
It's like Delmonico was listening to you. He said, you know what, I better look to pull here. I got to do the right thing. There was 95 right down the middle. Big league hitters aren't going to miss that most of the time.
While the Royals chat, we remind you, Fox Sports Kansas City, KJO 105.5 and Sudden Link are bringing St. Joe's best fans to Kauffman Stadium on the raised Royal Fan Express on August 11th. For more information, go to royals.com/fan express. And that's a game between the Royals and the Cardinals. Tim Anderson flied to right field in the 3rd inning. Phillips has a great arm. He's behind it. Here comes Garcia. And the throw. 1 hop. Gunned him down. Brett Phillips gets Larry Garcia, and that's a double play.
He couldn't have got a better fly ball to show off his arm than that one in shallow center field. Look at him, his body, his momentum. Look at the footwork. Love how he gets his feet in position right over the top. That is perfect. Wow, Alex Gordon is looking over at Phillips saying, we got another guy that can get some outfield assist. Beautifully done. Salvi, easy work on the tag with a hand right there. Woo, we heard about the arm. Now we've seen it.
And it's not just having a great arm, but it's putting your catcher in a position where he can make a play. I mean, that was just a nice long hop.
Avisail Garcia, he has good speed.
And now the Royals trying for a triple play. Delmonico tagged and went to second base, and the Royals thought that maybe he had left early, so they appealed unsuccessfully. So heads up by Delmonico on what was a bad play for the White Sox, hitting into a double play, who moves up into scoring position. And now Yoan Moncada. And I figured he was going to swing at the first pitch. He's took a called third strike in each of his 2 at-bats today. And now fastball for a strike.
Okay, let's check it out. Watch the StatCast now. We hear the term that you catch the ball with your feet that does 100 miles an hour. 100.1. If he couldn't cover some ground and couldn't hit like he can, put him on the mound.
There's some impact in just 30 games. Woo. That's the 6th fastest throw in the major leagues this year. And Yoan Moncada, as Hall of Fame broadcaster Ernie Harwell used to say, he stood there like a house on the side of the road.
Thing of beauty.
Miller hold true moment.
Oh man, you can't run on Salvador Perez. He's not going to allow that to happen. That's his 3rd base runner he's pegged in this series. Mondesi, wow, he's showing some range and some skills. It's incredible to see the young man work. You want some more outfield? You want an arm? Wow, there's a new acquisition. Nicely done.
.100 miles an hour with that throw from center field. So that'll give the Royals a lift. It gives Brad Keller a lift. That'll help him get out of a 1st and 3rd and nobody out. Alex Gordon. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Lopez has gotten him to ground out twice. (3-0). Our contestant in our Sonic Slam inning today is Susan Kuntz from Olathe. We had a winner last night, so the pot is $100 if the Royals hit a home run out of the park. In fact, it was Alex last night who homered in the Sonic Slam inning. A grand slam, and Susan wins 25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
How about
Blooped
a clinker?
and foul.
Too bad. Well, oh, and by the way, Salvador Perez has thrown out 4. I said 3. He's thrown out 4 in this series. Man, he can't wait for a sock to get on base.
Leadoff walk. Lopez has walked 2 today, and that's the first time all game that the Royals have had their leadoff man on. Lopez has pitched well and pitched with very little stress today. He didn't allow a base runner until 2 outs in the 3rd, another one with 2 outs in the 4th, and the only scare that the Royals gave him was a pair of runners with 1 out in the 5th, but he worked around that. Salvi's grounded to short and grounded back to the mound.
It's time to get to him. 3rd time through.
Out over the plate. He'd love to have that pitch back. One down. The weather has been outstanding, and the Royals have enjoyed 4 days here. They had an off day here on Monday. Never really near 90 degrees in any of the 4 days, and looks like much of the same in Minneapolis over the weekend. Lucas Duda. He has tried to work against the shift today. He lined out to left in the 2nd inning and then hit a ground ball into left center field in the 4th. And that was out over the plate. Narvaez was set up way inside. His glove, his target wasn't over the inside part of the plate. His target was inside, and Lopez left that one right out over the middle of the plate.
Duda, man, those are the pitches he tags. That's his pitch right there, inside part. You can't throw it hard enough. He just missed it.
One and one.
After his last start, where it might have been one of his worst starts in his young career, Rick Renteria, their manager, got Kurt Hassler, the bullpen coach, Donnie Cooper, all in the office together. They had a little powwow with him about focus and about what you're thinking out there. His velocity was down to 92, 93, and things weren't just going good, and he had to be summoned into the principal's office. And so far, it looks like it's worked. He's really come out and pitched a good game.
He's allowed just 3 hits in 5 2/3 innings, a couple of walks. That after giving up 5 home runs on Friday against the Blue Jays and 8 runs. That was a career high. And his ERA in his last 8 starts, the highest in the major leagues during that stretch. But Bonifacio is due.
You know, that's part of your job, mentoring young players at this level. Years past, you learn the game in the minor leagues. That's what the minor leagues is for. Nowadays, with the money's changing some things, and not just that, but the rush to get the young players up here, you have to teach at this level.
Oh and 1.
July 14th, here at this ballpark, Bonifacio hit his only home run of the year off of Lopez. 2-run shot would be nice to do it here.
He is without an RBI in his last 12 games.
You can tell he's pressing. Fastball right here, jump on it.
One and one. One of the problems for Lopez during his recent skid was not getting right-handers out because his slider hasn't been very effective. And here comes one right here. He has not thrown many today. Well, he shook it off, so he doesn't have a lot of confidence in that pitch. The numbers say it's a good pitch. And that's caught at third by Sanchez. So Lopez works around the leadoff walk. We head to the bottom of the sixth. The White Sox lead 1-0.
Remember forever with the Royals Memory Program. Download the MLB Ballpark app now to choose from unique experiences that give you access to the field. Watch batting practice next to the pros, deliver the game ball to the mound, or take in a fireworks show from the outfield grass. See full list of experiences on the Ballpark app on your mobile device.
Brad Keller's given up 1 run, 5 hits. Yolmer Sanchez is 0 for 2. Jam. And Phillips makes a diving play. He just outran that ball. And he shows off his defense in back-to-back innings.
All right, now Keller went with the bat, or excuse me, with the hat tip. You know, he took his hat off, and Phillips just turned around and ignored him. He'll have to get used to that. Now watch this. He sees it all the way in front of him here. Nicely done, Superman. Notice how he landed on his chest. That's what you do when you're going to go head first. Land on that chest, even to your left and to your right. Keeps you away from shoulder injuries.
Last inning, Phillips gunned down Larry Garcia at the plate with a throw that was over 100 miles an hour. 0-2 on Abreu.
And he had momentum. You know, he was running into the ball. But what impressed me about the throw was how he slings his legs way ahead of his body. So he's able to, as his body's moving forward, to get a good foundation to throw.
Jammed him. or it was fouled off of Abreu. Let's give us a moment to get back to our trivia question, sprint trivia question, which involves Jose Abreu. 3 American leaguers, only 3, have more RBIs since Jose Abreu's debut in 2014. We have Edwin Encarnacion. We need 2 others, and we have all 3 strikes.
How about let me just run this name by you, Josh Donaldson? I don't know. Just throwing a name out there.
You want to try Josh Donaldson?
No. I'm not that
You don't?
confident in him, but I'm just giving a name while we have a little bit of time.
Here's a name that comes up every now and then that we forget about with home runs and RBIs in the American League. Nelson Cruz.
I like that a
He
lot
hits
better.
40 home runs about every year.
Yeah, throw that one out there.
Nelson Cruz, correct.
Way to go. Stay hot. Take us home, partner.
I've also written down Mike Trout, Miguel Cabrera. I don't feel good about Miguel Cabrera because he's been hurt the last couple of years.
Go, stay hot. Go with Trout. Let's just sweep the gambit. Sweep the board.
Mike Trout, strike 1. Got him to chase. 2 down. Keller has struck out 7 today.
Okay, let's take a look at it again. Watch where he's playing in the opposite field. Ball had enough underneath it, he could get to it. And he got to it with good route too. He's just putting on a highlight tape.
One strike on Avisail Garcia. He's 1 for 2 with an infield single.
Got Cruz.
Oh, 2.
How about a Red Sox player?
That's what I was thinking, but 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mookie Betts has only had like 3 years. Last 3.
He's also a leadoff hitter, or spent a lot of time as a leadoff hitter. How about a new Red Sox hitter? Throw it out there, Hud.
J.D. Martinez.
J.D. Martinez, strike 2. Strike 3 from Keller to Avisail Garcia. And with some help from his defense, Keller also strikes out 2. run of the game with 2 outs and nobody on in the 4th inning. The White Sox strung together 3 hits. Narvaez drove in Abreu. The next inning, the White Sox had runners at first and third and nobody out, but that was a double play punctuated by Brett Phillips gunning down Larry Garcia, and then in the next inning, Phillips again, a play against Yolmer Sanchez. Brad Keller has struck out 8, tying his career high, but Reynaldo Lopez has pitched 6 scoreless innings, coming off a start where he allowed 5 home runs to the Blue Jays, and coming off the highest ERA in the major leagues since June 15th, but not today. No runs, 3 hits in 6 innings.
No, he definitely has flipped a switch, and it's really hard for a player to do that. But after getting called into the principal's office, he had to show something.
No swing. Will Little says that Phillips didn't go around. Brett has popped to short and struck out. And called out on strikes. And a borderline high changeup. That's 4 for Lopez. 1 down in the 7th. All right, they're pressuring us for an answer.
I like all your guys try them. Carry it today.
What all guys?
You had a few other names on there.
Manny Machado, Chris Davis.
Davis, he's been hot and cold each year. Manny's a good guess.
You said Donaldson.
I know. He's had some injury bug though too.
Last couple years. I say we go with Josh Donaldson. We've had too many recently where I've been like, no, Hud, come on. We've been given this batter right here to come up with an answer. So let's not take a called 3rd strike here.
How about a hint?
No chance. We got a lot of hints last night.
All right, go with Donaldson.
Hang on, Hunter's helping us out here.
All right.
Anybody with the Astros?
Altuve, MVP.
Boy, Hunter has been sending one ball after another to right, and that's the 2nd time that Garcia has made the play on the warning track. Josh Donaldson. Strike 3, we're out. I thought about him. Pujols. I was going to say he's had a couple 100 RBI, but I didn't think so.
It's okay.
All right. A win for the truck.
Good question.
The guy who Abreu models himself after. O'Hearn grounds out to Moncada, and Lopez just keeps rolling along. He hasn't thrown 90 pitches yet. He has 7 scoreless innings. pitching line, and the way the Royals have been scoring runs lately, and with Lopez ERA 1 run in 6 innings, that sounds good for the Royals today. But while Keller's pitched a good game, very good game, Lopez has been great.
Yep, the game of baseball is totally unpredictable day to day. Overall, a little easier to predict with the best athletes, the best pitching. You know, you can do that. But game to game, you have no idea.
Well, he's bounced back from that start. That was his worst of the year against the White Sox. So did they pick up something on him? Would Brad make the adjustment today? I think the answer is clearly yes.
Absolutely. I think he used more high fastballs.
This is the only guy who's driven in a run today, and it was a White Sox rally with 2 outs and nobody on. Back in the 4th, Abreu doubled. Garcia had an infield single, Avisail Garcia, and then Narvaez drove in Abreu, and that's our only run. In his first at bat, Narvaez lined to center, and now he's ahead 3 balls 1 strike with Davidson and Leury Garcia coming up. Keller has thrown just 91 pitches. Slashed up the left field line. Foul.
Oh.
Third base coach Nick Capra looked into the Sox dugout. They may take another look at that.
Well, it was, if it was foul, it was by an inch, maybe 2. I thought I saw some chalk, but
yep.
it's foul.
And the White Sox will not challenge. Narvaez is hitting .380 since June 1st. That's the highest batting average in the major leagues. And it was right after the regular catcher Wellington Castillo was suspended. So you talk a lot about opportunity.
Yeah, he's making the most of it, that's for sure.
Still 3-2.
Getting better defensively. That's something he can work on a little bit. Framing pitches, a little bit polishing up his game some, but he's certainly swinging a good bat from the left side.
Low for a leadoff walk. That's Keller's 2nd walk. Tim Hill warms up in the Royals bullpen. Matt Davidson is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Oh, and 1. One ball, 1 strike on Davidson. A first-round pick of the Diamondbacks, and really didn't go anywhere there. Made his debut 7 years after he was drafted with the White Sox. He had 26 home runs last year. He also struck out 165 times. Here could possibly be an example of a hitter trying to improve an area of his game and maybe taking it too far. Remember we talked about Davidson takes a lot of pitches. He sees a lot of pitches, maybe to his detriment.
Right.
Last year he had 165 strikeouts, 19 walks. He has a hat trick today, and you wonder if the thought of, well, I need to see more pitches, I need more walks, has backfired for him this year.
Yes, so far. Four-seam fastballs up in the zone. One of the reasons why Keller all-time strikeouts. There are career high, 9. On a lot of four-seamers up in the zone. He normally stays down.
Upstairs to Larry Garcia. He is lined to short. He doubled leading off the 5th inning, and he was at third with nobody out when Anderson flied to center, and then he was gunned down at the plate by Brett Phillips. Here's Keller's 100th pitch, and it fades outside, 2-0. And only one long inning. That was the inning the White Sox scored their run. 25 pitch 4th, which almost was a quick inning. Keller retired the first 2, but then a double and 2 singles produced Chicago's run. That's a called strike, 2-1.
And Keller, if you look at his numbers coming into this game, 76 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts, you wouldn't assume he was a power pitcher. Usually strikeouts right at the innings pitched or even above tell you by the numbers he's got a special strikeout pitch. But at 95 to 96 in the upper part of the zone, if he stays up there, he can become a strikeout pitcher. So you see a lot of potential with Keller. Whatever. He uses a 2-seam sinker down, a lot of ground balls. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Or 4-seamers up.
3-2.
Kind of like Birch Smith. Very similar. Keller. Excuse me. Cal Eldred told me before he pitched in the Yankee game, his last start, Birch Smith, up and down, up and down. 95, 2-seamers down.
And now Brad has walked 2 in the inning. He is over 100 pitches. A left-hand batter is coming up, and Ned Yost is coming out. So Tim Hill will enter the game. Nicky Delmonico is the scheduled hitter, but now Adam Engel, a right-hand batter, pops out of the dugout. So Tim Hill coming out of the bullpen in a Chevy call to the bullpen. He'll face Engel with 2 on. has simply been better, and Keller's given up 1 run. He departs with 2 on, 1 out.
Certainly nothing wrong with what he did, although he's not disappointed he couldn't finish the inning. Hand it over to Hill. One thing Keller didn't do was induce a ground ball double play. Maybe Hill can.
He inherits Narvaez at second. Garcia is at first. Both reached on walks.
Sinker, slider, changeup.
Oh, and 2. Engel had 2 hits and a stolen base in game 1 of the series. And Hill strikes him out. 3 pitches, 2 down.
Hill not messing around. That's what you want to do when you come in a situation like this. Challenge the hitter.
And now Tim Anderson. He has flied out twice. A little bit outside, ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Moncada is on deck. Tim Hill on Tuesday came on and faced 1 batter, and that was Moncada, who's a much better hitter from the left side of the plate. So this might be the one guy that would concern the Royals with Tim Hill on the mound. Fouled away. Royals were comfortable with Hill coming in to face Nicky Delmonico or Adam Engel. I'm sure they saw that coming. Engel batting for Delmonico, then Anderson, then Moncada. So it's a good matchup for Hill against Engel and Moncada. He has fallen behind Anderson 2-1. Line base hit left field. So Anderson comes through. 1 run scores. And now Larry Garcia fell down as he was rounding third and got the stop sign from his third base coach. Anderson has an RBI double and the White Sox lead 2-0.
This little 4-seamer, it was right there, middle of the plate, but not, it wasn't up. And credit Anderson for being ready for it, not missing it. Could have got Leary on the throw back to third, but throw from Escobar a little bit high.
That run is charged to Keller. That was a leadoff walk. Moncada's way out in front and hits it into the netting. Moncada took a called strike in all 3 of his at-bats. All fastballs from Keller.
Better check his bat. Might be a hole in it. Right side, talked about it. Not as productive. Just hitting 168. Right-handed. Stay down. Big opportunity for Hill. Keep it within 2 runs here. Royals got a chance.
1-2 on Moncada. Strike 3 on a fastball. So Moncada takes the golden sombrero, but the White Sox take a 2-0 lead.
Wear it and like it.
Game series tomorrow night. Heath Philmeyer against Jake Odorizzi tomorrow. Bert Smith, Jose Barrios on Saturday. Danny Duffy and Irvin Santana on Sunday. And then the long road trip comes to an end. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. More good news in regards to Royals pitching. Jesse Hahn, who came over with Heath Philmeyer from the A's, hasn't thrown a pitch for the Royals this year, and he was expected to be in the 5-man rotation, or at least contend. So he's at Omaha. Eric Skoglund's at Omaha. Dwayne Boyer is pitching for Omaha.
Got the W.
Adam Engel stays in the game in center field. He batted for Delmonico, who was in left. And Larry Garcia shifts from center to left. And let's see if the Royals can break through against Reynaldo Lopez. That is just his 87th pitch in 7+ innings. No runs, 3 hits. All singles. And he's walked 2, so the Royals have 5 base runners in 7 innings today. Two balls, 1 strike. Abreu, he knew that railing was coming, so he was very tentative with his last few steps. Speaking of what's going on down at the farm, let's highlight MJ Melendez, 19-year-old catcher. He was a Royals 2nd-round pick last year, and he's with a group of very talented Royals at Class A Lexington. He has also thrown out 43% of base stealers this year.
Wow. Good arm. Good receiver. Nice future. Left-handed hitter. They're coming, Rhino. They're all coming. Hey.
Escobar jolts one to deep left and off the top of the wall. And that is the Royals' first extra base hit today. So right away they have the tying run at the plate with nobody out in the 8th inning.
That sounded good off the bat, and it had the exit velocity, just didn't have the launch angle. 4-seamer right down the middle. That's the barrel that the Royals have been looking for in Reynaldo's fastball that hadn't happened all day. Maybe better late. Missed a homer by about 3 feet.
And now Mondesi is showing bunt.
Okay, this is where, you know, you have a young player like this late in the game and he's in the on-deck circle. If you're the manager and you're netted, you don't want him to bunt, you have to tell him that, because he's probably doing that on his own. He has the power to tie this up with one swing.
And you really don't want to be playing for 1 run right here.
No.
Well, nobody's telling him.
Right.
And he beat it out.
Wow.
What do we know?
Maybe Alex can continue to carry the load here. Man, that's flying.
Well, he got, it wasn't great in direction, HUD, but he wasn't running. He got the bunt down and then he ran. And the Royals are going to get into the White Sox bullpen, which has really struggled this year, and especially over the past couple months. It's just the 2nd time all day the Royals have had more than 1 base runner in an inning. Jace Fry is a Chevy call to the bullpen with Alex Gordon coming up.
That's amazing speed. Watch this go. He's down and he's off and he's there. Man, that's elite speed. Pressuring nobody out.
Fouled away by Alex Gordon, facing Jace Fry. He was impressive in game 1 on Tuesday night. He came out of the bullpen, and in the top of the 9th he struck out the side. He faced 3 and struck out 3. Alex Gordon was not among the hitters in that game. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. You brought up a really good point about why Mondesi may have been bunting there on his own.
He had a hard time with Lopez. Lopez was blowing him away, and I don't know if it's because Mondesi's swing was too long, but I could just tell he wasn't comfortable. He goes, you know what? I can bunt you better than I can swing and hit you. So that's probably what he was thinking. But what I said before was in situations like that, if a manager wants you swinging away, he'll usually say something to you in the on-deck circle. But that's incredible speed. 3.5335, and then the elite speed. And 3.5 seconds is what scouts time a runner on contact to when he hits first base.
And now Mondesi's running, and Alex fouls it away. White Sox have a right-hander, Juan Minaya, ready to go in the bullpen. Salvador Perez is on deck. So this could be the only batter that Fry will face.
Fry's going to sweep that breaking ball away from Alex here. No, stayed hard.
We'll see what Rick Renteria does. Pretty predictable. But as is often said, the more times the manager points out to that bullpen, the better chance someone's going to come down those stairs without his best stuff today.
Groove one to Salvi. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $59.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer. Looking for a big hit.
Juan Minaya. He comes on to face Salvador Perez. Jace Fry just came on and struck out Alex Gordon, so it's first and third and one out.
Minaya's got a power fastball. He'll go mid to upper 80s, excuse me, 90s. A little overhand curve, a little tight slider.
One on Salvi, who is 0 for 3 today. White Sox have cooled him down. Salvi had 3 home runs and 6 RBIs in New York. He is 1 for 12 in this series.
Not going to give him anything straight. First pitch was a slider.
That's been consistent since
exactly
his first at bat in this series.
Yeah, he's got to know that, especially first pitch. Going to let him ambush him.
Escobar opened the inning with a double off the left field wall. Mondesi bunted and reached. And there goes Mondesi. Salvi swings and misses. Mondesi gets a stolen base. So the tying run is at second base with one out, but it's 0-2 on Salvador Perez.
Mondi ripped off his ninth. Great jump again. If that ball was up and if it was a pitch out, they wouldn't have got it. It's a great takeaway.
Got him on 3 pitches. So that makes Salvi 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts against Minaya. And the White Sox have another lefty in the bullpen.
Wow, look at that. That change up there. The bottom fell out of that. Excellent pitch.
Special promotion today. It's Meet the White Sox Bullpen.
That's for sure.
Hello, Xavier Cedeno. Celebrate 50 seasons of Royals baseball at the Royals Charities 5K Retro Run Walk on Saturday, August 18th. Run on the field at Kauffman Stadium, plus get a retro t-shirt and a free ticket to a game. That's Royals.com/run, presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Price Chopper. Royals hit .252. Have hit .252 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. The league average is .232. And here's Whit Merrifield pinch hitting for Lucas Duda.
Good opportunity. Ned did the right thing here, that's for sure, putting in Whit Merrifield, who could rake the lefties. It's be his first pinch hit opportunity of the year. Wouldn't it be nice if he could tie it up with a single or better? Cedeno, he's a finesse lefty. He's not overpowering. He's going to drop a fastball, curve, change, and he cuts it. Seems like there was a little cutter there. 87 to 92 is the velocity. Any single is going to score both runs with Mondesi at second.
Just inside. 2-1.
There you go. That's one of the reasons why he got the call from Ned. 367 against lefties. He is 2 for 4 in his career off the bench as a pinch hitter. He's missing a pinch hit homer, though. Wouldn't it be nice? You got to wait on this guy. This guy's not going to overpower you. He's going to try to trick you.
Center field, deep to the wall. There it is. Nice call, Hud. There's the pinch hit home run for Whit Merrifield. And it's 3-2 Royals in the 8th inning.
Whitley stock continues to rise. When you can take a chill pill on a rare day off, come up and change the game with one swing off the bat, are you kidding me? He can come off the bench and steal a base in the 9th. He can hit a home run in the 9th. Excuse me, it's the 8th. That's perfect. Not good timing there by Engel. Too bad, but a right idea. Just enough. A wall scraper. Royals lead. That was exciting.
And again, coming through since July 1st. It had been a struggle the first 3 months of the season, hitting with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, but the Royals have been well above average since July 1st, and 3 runs with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
No wonder all the contending teams wanted to trade for him. He's a winning ball player. Keller, you see the smile on Keller's face in there? Says, man, you know what? Alex Gordon picked up Merrifield last night. With the bases loaded, Merrifield checked one back to the pitcher, little double play. Alex Gordon came up with 2 outs and knocked in the 2 runs that Whitley was supposed to knock in. Now Whitley comes up today and picks the entire team up with a pinch hit 3-run bomb.
And now Bonifacio hits it right to Sanchez at third to end the inning. Well, every time you point to the bullpen, there's a chance somebody's not going to have it. And Merrifield was ready for Cedeno. The Royals lead for the first time today. City is brought to you by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Whit Merrifield, as a pinch hitter, hits the Royals' first pinch hit home run in 4 years. Eric Kratz back in 2014. And a big opportunity right here for Jason Adam. Ned Yost gives him the ball with a 1-run lead in the 8th inning. And he'll get Sanchez, Abreu, and Avisail Garcia.
Okay, big opportunity for Jason Adam here to help hold down the Sox. Ooh, excellent. He's got some weapons. Mid to upper 90s fastball. That change up there to breaking ball too.
Out to Phillips in center field. 1 down in the 8th inning. Sanchez is 0 for 4. Here's our Pepsi fans of the game, and they are much more excited now than they were for the first 7 innings, as the Royals were getting shut down by Reynaldo Lopez. Rick Renteria turned to 3 relievers after the first 2 reads in the 8th inning. Jace Fry did his job getting a strikeout. Juan Minaya did his job getting a strikeout. But Xavier Cedeno gave up the 3-run home run to Whit Merrifield. And now Jason gets Jose Abreu with 1 out. And a curveball's inside, ball 1.
It's a nice looking pitch there. When he's got that thing working, it's his hammer. It's 12-6 on the clock.
Same pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Talking to Jason yesterday about adjustments at the big league level, and we talked a lot about reading hitters and reading their swings and making adjustments on the fly. Center field deep. Phillips at the wall, and the game is tied. Well, Jason Adam missed with a couple of curveballs, and I think Jose Abreu knew he had a fastball coming. And it's 3-3 in the 8th inning. Or did he get a changeup? He got a changeup, a 2-0 changeup.
Yep. Barreled it, sped his bat up.
A 1-1 on Avisail Garcia. There's a good fastball at 95. Now Jason is obviously upset that he gives up a home run, but I wonder, as you think about that pitch, you get beat by the White Sox best hitter with your 3rd best pitch.
No, you don't want that.
Now breaking ball is hit to the wall in left field. Alex is on it quickly. Garcia can run, and he's in with a 1-out double.
Talked about the ability to hit that breaking ball, and there it was. He hooked him, and it stayed up, and he's able to tag it.
And now the Royals will put Narvaez on and hope for a ground ball double play. And if that happens, it'll be with Jason Hamill on the mound. So Ned Yost gave Jason Adam a chance. He got an out, but gives up a game-tying home run. And now the go-ahead run is at second base with 1 out. And it's Hamill against Davidson when we come back. Jose Abreu hits a home run against Jason Adam to tie the game at 3, and now the White Sox have 2 on, 1 out. Jason Hamill is into the game. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. So it's Hamill. And Matt Davidson was the scheduled hitter. But it'll be Daniel Palka, left-hand batter, coming on as a pinch hitter.
Be careful. He's got big-time power. Hamill fastball, slider, curve, change. He's got all 4 pitches. Most of the numbers we saw there on him this year have come as a starter. Got a little more velocity out of the bullpen. .6'6", like to use that downhill angle if he can. Put Palka on the ground. Little ground ball, roll him up.
Hamill pitched the 8th inning on Tuesday and pitched himself in and out of a jam. He gave up a couple of hits, a stolen base, and then struck out 2. He does not have that luxury today. Fooled Palka with a hard slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia doubled. Narvaez was intentionally walked. Hoping for a ground ball double play from Palka.
Yep. Keep her down.
Two and 1.
This young man does not get cheated.
Ripped to deep right center field, and now the White Sox have a pinch hit 3-run home run. Not a single home run was hit in the first 7 innings. And now the Royals have a pinch hit 3-run home run in the 8th. The White Sox have a solo home run, and now they have a pinch hit 3-run home run in the 8th.
That's Palka's 4th pinch hit of the year and 3rd home run out of the 4. Is that guy valuable off the bench or what? Wow.
Alex Gordon in left field takes care of Reynaldo Garcia. So the Royals are down by 3 with 3 outs to go on offense. Phillips, Dozier, and O'Hearn are scheduled to come up. And Hamill will try and close out the inning against Adam Engel. Ties a record already, Hud. Oscar Gamble. You're going a long ways back.
Yep.
Talking about 3 pinch hit home runs in 1 season for the White Sox.
Incredible. Turn the fan on. This guy, he can flat out rake. For power.
What 2 teams have scored the fewest runs in the 7th inning or later in the American League?
White Sox and the Royals.
You got it. And the Royals have 3 and the White Sox have 4 in the 8th inning alone. Engel is out. Inning over. So the Royals were ahead by 1. Now they're down by 3. Genmar Gomez will take them out in the 9th. Run to put the Royals in front, but the White Sox got 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Coming up on Boulevard Royals Live after the game. The White Sox, that man right there, Daniel Palka, also had a pinch hit 3-run home run. And we'll also look back at Brad Keller's career high 9 strikeouts, which results in a no decision. Well, he jumped the gun. Gomez is not in yet. That drops fair. And Phillips goes to second base. So Renteria left Cedeno in there for the lefty-lefty matchup. And Gomez appeared to be ready in the bullpen, and it looked like he was heading down the stairs to come into the game. And with Joakim Soria being traded away to the Milwaukee Brewers, the pitcher in the White Sox bullpen that has the most saves right now, 1.
Okay.
Jace Fry, and he's already come and gone. And now Renteria, who's been playing matchups today with his bullpen, and it's backfired a couple of times. He'll get the ball from Cedeno. Now Genmar Gomez. It's presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Genmar Gomez. 2 years ago, he saved 37 for the Phillies. Prior to that, he had 1 career save. And Dozier lines it to left field deep, and a leaping grab out there by Garcia. Tagging and going to third is Phillips. And the White Sox believe that he left without tagging. They threw the ball to second base, and Ted Barrett, who is the second base umpire, said that Phillips was safe in advancing to third, and now third base umpire Will Little walks over to Ted Barrett, and now suddenly Ted Barrett says that Phillips is out. Ned saying you called him safe.
Don't want to look at it.
He says let's challenge. What a nice play in left field by Larry Garcia.
That ball was shot out of a cannon off of Dozier's bat. Are you kidding me? I can't believe the guy caught it. That great route, man. He timed his leap perfectly, and I don't know if Phillips was able to get back and tag because he was heading to third so quickly. Too bad, man. Dozier, he really put a jolt in that ball. Anyway, and I was watching the catch. I couldn't see if Phillips tagged exactly on time, but it looked to me like he was awfully close to third base. I don't think he ever went back and tagged.
But the question is going to be, what was the first call? Because if the call stands, Ted Barrett's first call was safe. Then he changed his mind.
Look at it. See Abreu? Abreu's saying he never tagged. Look at him. He's pointing to the base.
Can you find it anywhere, though?
I don't know. Look at it moving his legs. Abreu's pretty adamant.
I think you got to call him safe just because Ted Barrett first said safe. And he is safe. And I think that's the reason why, is because the first call was that Phillips was safe. And then Will Little, the third base umpire, ran over to Ted Barrett and said something to Ted Barrett. And I think Rick Renteria, he wants to know now, what was the call on the field? Because first Ted Barrett said safe. Then he changed his mind and said out. So by definition, what was the first call?
Okay, now look at Phillips. Look at Phillips. Okay, is he going to go back all the way? Yep, the camera. Oh, well. Still got a chance.
We'll never know.
No.
Only Brett Phillips knows. Well, it won't be a safe situation for Gomez. Luis Avilan comes on to face O'Hearn. When Rick Renteria went out to talk to Ted Barrett and say what happened, I think Ted Barrett let him know that there was an angle in New York that showed that Brett Phillips did indeed go back and tag.
Well, in that case, Phillips is incredibly fast. I mean, he went back and tagged. There he is. He went back and tagged, and he was, when I looked at second, he was halfway to third. Amazing how fast he is. Still alive. Avilan.
This is the 5th reliever for the White Sox since last inning. And Rosell Herrera comes off the bench. He will hit for Ryan O'Hearn with one out and Phillips at third base.
Avilan 91-96 with a 4-seam fastball. Change in curve. We're using that changeup a lot. He just did on Herrera. Pulled the string.
Fry got one out in the 8th in relief. Minaya got one out. Cedeno got one out. And now Gomez has an out here in the 9th. And this is Avilan. And Herrera's ahead. 2 balls, 1 strike. Herrera's had a nice road trip. 375 against the Yankees and the White Sox with 4 runs scored and 5 driven in. That'll get a run home. So Herrera drives in Phillips, but now 2 down with the tying run on deck.
Productive pinch hit appearance. There you go. Looked for a pitch up, got it, got the run home. Yeah, I never just saying, here it is, hit it, belt high.
Escobar fouls off a curve that was 67 miles an hour. Wild game. White Sox got one in the fourth, one in the seventh, and Reynaldo Lopez was just cruising along. Then the Royals got a pinch hit 3-run home run from Merrifield in the eighth and had a 3-2 lead. Abreu homered in the bottom of the eighth. That was against Jason Adam to tie it. And then Daniel Palka hit a pinch hit 3-run home run in the eighth. That was against Hamill for a 6-3 lead. And now the Royals have a run in the ninth. 2 balls and 1 strike. Royals need a runner for a chance. 2-2. Full count. Mondesi is on deck. On the ground to third. Sanchez to Abreu. So the White Sox take the final game of the series 6-4. Daniel Palka has tied a White Sox record with his 3rd pinch hit home run and put the White Sox ahead. Luis Avilan gets his first major league save, and while the Royals feel like they let one slip away today, they took 2 out of 3 in the series.
Yeah, they got another series win. Just their second. It's been good, though. Saw some good things. Keller looked good. Saw some excellent defense.